Dusk, please be quick. Terra's wringing her hands a little bit.
You're gonna step inside, Dusk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alone?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll be listening. I'm listening. I don't know.
Just put your ear to the door. Yeah. So as you step inside, you notice that there is a greeting counter in the front and tiled entryway, and you see a chandelier that is dimly lit with candles. And behind the counter is a 5'3" androgynous humanoid, recognizable as a tiefling with curled black horns and shoulder-length red hair brushed back. They're wearing a voluminous lavender dress and a hand fan that they're currently fluttering to cool their face. Well, good day to you. Welcome to the casket.
Why, good day, D. Ain't you just as pretty as a flump in the lantern light? How you been?
Oh, I've been wonderful. I've been just perfect. Peach perfect.
Well, ain't that just swell? They step up over to them and are just leaning onto their lantern and smiling. I came here for a favor. You see, ran into a bit of trouble. Some I can't really take care of, and they kind of lift their arm and gesture to the scratch, and they say, ran into some slad trouble and don't quite have the magic myself to fix it up, and frankly, I don't want to go all the way back to my family to get that taken care of. You know, it's a bit of a trek.
Oh, you're a bit cattywanked over some slaw gestation, are you? Well, bless your heart, dear cousin. I got just the cure for you. Matter of fact, I think we might be able to help each other out here. I got a piddling interest in a contract y'all might be able to perform. How's that sound?
Anything for you, sweetie.
Well, I heard you made your way somewhere else, working for the company now, right? That Captain Naga?
Just started today, in fact, officially.
It's a shame she don't get out as much as she used to. I think she's rather charming. I suppose I do have a bit of a thing for killers. You're not the officer, are you?
Ah, you need to talk to that one?
Oh, they're with you? Well, sure, invite them in. Are they scared? Scared about what's going on in here? We're just an entertainment business over here. We provide goods and services. Well, I'll just wait for them to come in and then I'll explain.
Yeah, they're a little spooked. It's kind of cute, but let me
just tell them to come on in. Yeah.
Dusk will poke their head outside, probably bonk both of them with their faces like... Dee would love to meet you both, if you wouldn't mind. Opens
Nim
the door.
will enter, but like just quietly under their breath be like, everything's okay. You've got this. Everything's under control.
Terra looks a little bit confused for a second, but then her face goes back to fear, and she's like watching her back as she goes in the door to make sure nothing follows them inside from the graveyard.
Make a perception check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. A 9.
You see some figures heading towards the building. You can tell even with the 9, they're just regular folks. It looks like they're not they don't have any weapons. They're not fiends. They're not zombies or anything like that. They're just regular folks heading down the path, but they're heading into the casket.
Terra will swallow her pride and go, just one moment, would love to meet you too, but there are some folks coming in and Terra has to maintain new lieutenant image, and she will hold the door open for them.
Dusk is already holding the door open for both of you and just kind of...
Is this like a Southern hospitality situation where they were too far away for the door to be held open for that long and they're like running?
They see you
holding the door.
They see you from far away and then they start to hustle to get over to the door to not be rude.
Dusk steps inside.
They come inside and then they greet Desiree at the counter and hand over what looks like little slips of parchment before they head further in down the hall. Well, come in. If you're not aware, I am Desiree. Welcome to the casket. I'm otherwise known as the debonair demonstrator and delighter in devilish destruction. And here at the casket, we provide services for any able-bodied adventurer or dead if you're fit to be tied. So, you lot, what's your names?
Hi, my name's Nim.
Well, hello, Nim.
Like
name is Terra Slate. Oh, yes, that is good compliment. Terra will steal that and also say that Terra likes your hair as well. Good one, Nim. That was good.
Well, ain't you a bunch of regular charmers? Bless your heart. Okay, so, as I was explaining to your pal Dusk here, the job ain't nothing terribly pressing. The long and the short is that I got a real curious, hankering to know more about this show that I seen over there on Hilltop. Some menagerie has been coming in and making a big name for themselves, having a non-stop show for the past 10 days. Doesn't seem realistic to me. Who works people all around the clock every day? I bet they're not even paying taxes. So I tell you what, I'll just talk to the commander about hiring y'all. How's that sound?
We'll look at Dusk.
Dusk nods and looks over to the lieutenant and he smiles.
For Dusk, Terra will say that as a new lieutenant with a full team, she would be willing to embark on this little task for you. You seem like a nice person. Terra does not want to speak for company, but company would probably approve.
Well, I've never had any problem with hiring the company before, so I don't mean to speak for your commander, but Elodin and I, we go back a bit, perhaps 100 years or so. I don't think it'll be a problem hiring y'all. I'll just request you by name. You said your name was?
Terra Slate.
Terra Slate, okay. Well, since you're here, I will say, Dusk, before we get on to what I'm just about to sell you, I'll handle your issue if you can complete the job. I'll also pay you through the company as usual, but you can consider that a little bonus.
Why
How
don't
about
you
that?
just a peach? Thank you, darling.
Oh, it's so good to see you, by the way.
It's
well,
a delight to see you too.
Another thing that I can provide you right now, actually, is free tickets to a show. Would you like to see a show tonight?
No, are you too scared?
Are you implying Terra was scared at all during any of this? No, Terra is simply nervous for the rest of you. Please do not think Terra was scared ever. Terra has been fully confident this entire time. She's crossing her fingers behind her back, so she's not technically lying.
Well, I suppose none of y'all seen the Siren perform, have you? No?
No, not yet, but it sounds delightful.
Well, we usually charge quite the fee, but seeing as how y'all coming to the rescue of everybody around here so often, I'm willing to cover down on y'all to see her tonight. Just kindly put your X on this little piece of parchment here, and then she holds out her hand and flicks it, and a piece of parchment unrolls with a bunch of script that is very small and difficult to read, with a line at the bottom.
Would you mind if my lawyer takes a quick look at this document? Pen scampers out from the bag, adjusts his little spectacles, and peers at the piece of paper.
Okay, roll an investigation check for Pen.
Pen rolled a 3, but
So after Pen inspects it, looks up at you.
Would Dusk have any idea what all this contract entails?
Make an insight check.
18.
It's a liability contract. Pretty standard fare for shows that you would be familiar with involving the Siren.
Dusk, is this show safe? As far as Terra can see, this is good team bonding opportunity. Terra will go ahead and just put
absolutely is. They will sign and say it's not safe.
We've all signed, right?
Yup.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, got my new character. We're good.
Desiree flicks her wrist, and then it rolls up semi-magically, and then she tucks it away. Well, follow me. As you all are led deeper into the casket by Desiree, she points out what appears to be a small curved sofa that will fit the three of you. The crowd around you is murmuring quietly, and you can see a great mixture of population represented from all walks of life, all just kind of sitting around in this 30 by 30 amphitheater-like area with tables and chairs and such like that. And you can smell them too. Not everybody has bathed today. And from your vantage point, you can see the stage is made of ornately carved wood and some flickering lanterns illuminating the blood red curtains. So you all sitting down on the sofa. Desiree is already walking away.
Cool. Dusk wiggles their fingers at them, not expecting anything back, but
She flutters a fan at you.
beautiful. Dusk flops down in the middle of the couch. It's awfully fortuitous that we came here today. Caught this performance.
Yeah, who is this person?
It's Eleanor. They don't
are
clarify
sitting.
anymore.
Some helping hands from the back of the audience chamber begin to snuff out lanterns from back to front, leaving only the performance area lit. A few moments later, the crowd grows still, and you can feel the anticipation just palpable in the air as the curtains are drawn back with ropes to either side. And from the depths of darkness, you see onto the stage is walking a beautiful blonde elven woman. You can see she wears a bone white silken dress with an extended skirt that trails behind her and contrasts the nut brown of her youthful skin. I need everyone to make perception checks.
6.
I rolled a 19 and a nat 20, but it's a 19.
Okay.
Dusk's just excited to be here.
What about Nim?
16.
All right, so Nim and Terra, you see a flickering of the illusion around the elven woman, and you see her jaw is actually ethereal, and so is her tongue. And you can actually see into the back of her throat. She has pale skin with blue, sunken eyes and emaciated features.
And we've never seen something like this before, I'm guessing.
No.
No? Okay.
Once she reaches the precipice of the stage, within reach of the closest members of the audience, she reaches out with a hand and releases a haunting melody that creeps through the chamber. It is everywhere and nowhere, whispering in your ears. And for a moment, you begin to question whether or not you'll ever forget it. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh no.
Oh, good. I rolled a nat 1 for a 7.
Oh, great. Okay.
I have really good wisdom.
Terra?
That's a 5, bud.
Okay. Nim?
12?
Oh, we're all doing so good.
Where's the group of winners?
Eleanor takes a step off the stage and begins to float forward. Some members of the crowd begin to scramble out of the way, and others reach up as though wanting to touch her. And one human woman stands up in stunned silence, and the two meet, and the elven songstress scoops her up in her arms and hugs her to her chest, and they float high over the crowd. They turn and twist in the air, two lovers entwined in a heartfelt serenade. During their embrace, the woman's face contorts in ecstasy as she becomes tonight's muse for the Siren. She's having the time of her life, and she's focused solely on her. Those of you who are now currently charmed, which is Terra and Dusk, you feel a swelling in your heart as you wish it was you. It becomes painful, and your heart just thumps in your chest loud enough to drown out nearly everything else. Then the song ascends, and from Eleanor's mouth erupts a low growl that becomes a banshee's mind-shredding shriek. It bounces around in your skull, and you reel back from the pain. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck yes. 9.
Oh,
23 for Terra.
I have a +4 to my con saves, and I got a nat 1 for a 5.
Buddy.
We're doing so
I
good.
know, we're really good at this.
Nim and Dusk, you feel a sharp pang of pain through your ears, and blood begins to drip from your eyes. Your vision warps, and the pressure of the voice begins to overwhelm your senses. Your eyes roll back in your head, and you pass out from the trauma. You two are incapacitated. Terra, you take 10 psychic damage from this banshee shriek. You see as the human woman is now limp in Eleanor's arms, head thrown back with blood pouring out of her eyes, ears, and mouth, and the beautiful songstress drops the corpse. Time seems to slow as she falls lifelessly before crashing into the table. The Siren drifts through the air back to the stage, and the curtain shuts behind her. There are approximately 20 people sitting around all of you, and all of them look very similar to the woman who was just dropped. Blood pouring from their features, very still.
You have to do something. This is bad. This is really bad. And
Terra?
they're just pointing at everybody else.
Terra shakes Dusk a little bit. Is this some sort of D's population control? What the heck is this, Dusk? I thought D was nice.
Would Dusk know, is this, do people come here to die?
Dusk would know. That's why D has the liability waiver.
I figured I knew that, but I
so,
imagine people would know coming here.
right. So go ahead and make a just a general intelligence check.
17.
Okay, so you would know that the Vineyard and most of these special types of shows, it's a curated audience. Basically, most people, they get an invite, and you know that the Vineyard tends to curate the audience in order to collect debts. Doesn't tell them that, but here we are.
Okay, so they don't necessarily know they're marching to their deaths.
Not necessarily, they just know they're going to a show that they've been invited to.
Do any of them look savable? Or are they, again, dead?
Would you like to try?
I've got a cantrip called Spare the Dying. I can use that as much as I want if it works. They wipe the blood off their face and just go, my, that was exhilarating. And then they'll hop on over to the nearest person and see if they're savable.
So, a few moments after you cast your Spare the Dying, you hear the heels that sound familiar to you by now, because that's what Desiree was wearing. And you see her in the archway
They
fluttering
lift
her
their hand
fan.
back up.
Dusk, I hope you enjoyed the show, and so did your friend.
I certainly did. I know about them. They say wiping some blood from their ear.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and maybe we can catch up later. How about that?
Of course. Till next time. They stand up, pretending as if they were not trying at all. step back over to their fronts and motion to the door.
I can see y'all out now.
Dee, just real quick before we leave, you are okay with this? This death? All of this death does not bother you?
Oh, honey, of course not. This is our business. I know that you're perhaps new to the company. You know, I don't think I've ever done any business with you before, but that's what we do here. We deal in death. You do remind me of something that I like to think about from time to time. It's something that I tell adventurers like yourself from the company. I could leave you with perhaps little bits of wisdom. Would you like them?
I mean, I have a problem telling you no for some reason, so go ahead.
I want you to remember two things, Terra. Control is an illusion spell the living cast every day. You don't have control about who lives or dies around here, Terra. The other thing I want you to remember is everyone serves their majesty in the end. I can see you out now. And Desiree turns and walks back down the hall.
Nim is gonna turn to Terra and be like, I think all of that didn't make sense.
Terra is very confused as well, Nim. We can be confused together.
All right, I feel better. No, it's not the only me.